Hi, Gabriella. How you doing? Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at your work. Thank you so much for posting. And let's go ahead and take a look. So it looks like you have your lines, your guidelines. That's great. One thing you probably noticed is in the instructions it says to begin drawing a baseline, a mean line, a cap line on the paper, but that doesn't really make sense because you don't know the mean line and the cap line until you place this over the printout of the letters so that you can determine that mean line and that cap line. So what I would recommend in your second iteration, your part two of this, when you resubmit this, is draw your baseline first, okay? Then place the printout of Franklin Gothic underneath your tracing paper and go ahead and set up your lines for the B. Once you get the B in place, you can establish your cap height. And just make sure that there's only one cap, so you just have to make sure that this is consistent, that these are actually true parallel lines, the baseline and the cap line, okay? That'll help you establish some good sizing, some guidelines for sizing the letters. The mean line, though, you're going to have to go ahead and place an A and then go ahead and get that mark so that you can get accurate baseline, mean line, and cap line. Make sure they're parallel. That distance cannot change in those. There's got to be three perfectly parallel lines with consistency in space throughout the entirety of those guides. Okay, then you'll start placing your letters. Now, one of the things I think you've done here very well is you've established what you consider to be normal letter spacing. But when we move into the second part of this assignment, you're going to see that that normal letter spacing doesn't always work. We have to do these little tricks and we have to adjust the spacing between letters to accommodate for curves, straight portions, curved portions of letter forms, as we see here, straight portions, as we see here, and what are called open counters, which we see here. And we also have diagonals, which aren't present in this word, but these are all things that come into play when we're deciding how much space goes between the letter forms. So in this particular example, what we want to do is we want the word banana to appear as one word, not a series of letters. If it appears as a series of letters, our eye jumps from those letters. We go B, A, N, A, N, A, instead of our eye going banana and seeing that. That's why kerning is critical, and that's why as designers we have to practice good kerning, specifically on headlines and display type. So in this particular instance, there's really only three combinations of letters. Okay, there's the A and the N and the A, right? So there's the A and the N, there's the A and the N, and then here's the N and the A, here's the N and the A. The other combination is the B and the A. So in this particular instance, with a sans serif typeface, this following rule will hold. The closest kerning is going to be between two curved letter forms, okay? So this should be the closest. Next is, the next in distance is the combinations of letters that have a curve and a straight. And then finally, the furthest kerning, so this is closest, this would be next, and then the furthest kerning would be between the two straight letter forms. Okay, the reason for this is because theoretically, and I've heard this said before, but theoretically, when you're looking at kerning, you want to imagine being able to fill this space up with water. Okay, so when you're kerning the B and the A and the N, you want these to fill up kind of at the same level, so they have the same volume. Okay, so it would stand to reason that these should be much closer because there's other areas, open areas that come into play, whereas these should be a little further because there's just two straight lines. Okay, so again, that rule of thumb is the closest kerning between two curved letter forms, the next closest kerning between a curved and a straight, and then the widest kerning between two straight letter forms, the A and the N. Okay, so go ahead and try that and really try to keep consistency, especially in your placement on the horizontal, but also in your vertical lines as well. We can see that that's a little inconsistent here. That end looks fantastic. We can see the difference between that and where this leg kind of shoots off to the left, and this one isn't a true vertical. Okay, so just really concentrate on consistency. Remember the little rules I just gave you on spacing those letters, and also developing the baseline, the mean line, and the cap line in a realistic way that will help you to establish a good consistency in the size of the letters. And then the rest is just spacing between those letter forms. Okay, good job. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I'll be glad to address those questions. Good first attempt, and I'm looking forward to seeing your second iteration of Fire and Ice Banana. Thank you, Gabrielle.